Imagine this. You get your paycheck. For about 5 minutes, you feel rich. You open your banking app, see that number sitting there, and you think, okay, this month I'm finally going to save some money. And then, life happens. Rent, groceries, car payment, subscriptions you forgot you even had. A random Amazon order at 1 a.m., and suddenly it's 2 weeks later, and you're checking your balance like, wait, where did all my money go? Look, if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Because according to data from the Federal Reserve, nearly 60% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency with savings. And studies from behavioral finance researchers at Duke University show that most people don't fail financially because they don't make enough money. They fail because they don't control where their money goes. And this is exactly where something called the 10-10-80 rule completely changes the game. My name is Drake, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people build wealth and why most people never do. If you're someone who feels like you're working hard but your bank account never seems to grow, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're going to talk about a rule that sounds ridiculously simple, but explains why 80% of people stay stuck financially for their entire lives. The problem, most people never see. Here's the thing, most people think wealth is about income. They think, if I just made more money, everything would be fine. But here's what most people don't realize. Income does not create wealth. Behavior creates wealth. In fact, a study from Thomas Stanley, author of The Millionaire Next Door, found something surprising. Most millionaires did not have extremely high incomes. What they had was consistent financial habits. And that's where the 10-10-80 rule comes in. The 10-10-80 rule. Explain the rule is simple. Every time you earn money, you split it into 3 parts. 10% goes to investing, 10% goes to saving, 80% is what you live on. That's it. Now you might be thinking, Drake, that sounds nice, but my expenses already take up 100% of my income. Yeah, that's exactly the problem. Most people live by a completely different rule. It's called the 0-0-100 rule. They invest 0%, they save 0%, and they spend 100%, and that's why wealth never happens. The math that changes everything. Let's walk through a simple example. Imagine you earn $4,000 per month. Using the 10-10-80 rule, $400 goes to investments, $400 goes to savings, $3,200 is your spending money. Now here's where it gets interesting. If that $400 investment grows at an average 8% annual return, which is roughly the long-term historical return of the stock market, after 30 years, that single habit could grow to around $600,000 just from that one monthly investment. And that doesn't even include salary increases. This is the power of consistency, not intensity. But here's the real reason most people don't do this, and it has nothing to do with math. The psychology behind why people fail. Look, money is emotional. Researchers in behavioral economics have found that humans suffer from something called present bias, which basically means we massively value today's pleasure more than tomorrow's security. So when you're choosing between saving $400 or ordering takeout, upgrading your phone, and booking a weekend trip, your brain says, future me can deal with that. But future you is the one who ends up stressed. This is why automatic systems matter so much. Because the people who build wealth don't rely on discipline, they rely on systems. The wealthy think differently. Here's an analogy. Think about money like oxygen masks on an airplane. They tell you to put your mask on first before helping anyone else. The 10-10-80 rule is exactly that. You pay your future self first. Most people do the opposite. They pay the landlord, the car company, the credit card company, Netflix, Spotify, Uber Eats, and whatever is left. Maybe goes into savings, which means nothing ever gets saved. A simple story that explains this. Let's say 2 people start working at age 25. Both earn the same salary. Person A follows the 10-10-80 rule. Person B spends everything and starts saving later. Person B says, I'll start investing when I make more money. Fast forward 25 years. Person A has hundreds of thousands invested. Person B is trying to play catch up, and catching up financially is one of the hardest things in the world. Because time is the one resource you can't buy back. How to start using the 10-10-80 rule today. So if you want to actually apply this, here are 3 simple steps. Step 1. Automate the 10%. Set up an automatic investment every payday. Before you see the money, it's already invested. Step 2. Build a 10% safety buffer. This goes into an emergency fund, because one unexpected expense is often what destroys people's finances. Step 3. Force your lifestyle into the 80%. This is the hardest part. Once your spending adjusts to the 80%, interesting happens. You stop feeling broke, start feeling in control. Final insight. Look, building wealth isn't complicated, but it is uncomfortable at first, because you're telling yourself, my future matters more than my next purchase. And that mindset alone puts you ahead of most people, because the truth is, the biggest difference between people who become wealthy and people who stay broke isn't intelligence, it's behavior repeated over decades. So here's my challenge for you. The next time your paycheck hits, before you spend a single dollar, take 10% and invest it. Take 10% and save it, and force your life to fit into the remaining 80%. If you do that consistently, you won't just avoid financial stress. You'll build something most people never achieve, real financial freedom. And if this video helped you rethink how you use money, hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. Because on this channel, we break down the psychology and math behind building wealth so you can make smarter decisions with your money.